Good morning, everybody. Well, now that my life is somewhat back to normal, back to making some videos, and I am back in my craft room. Got these pre-cut cards that I'm going to make Christmas cards with, and I am going to mass produce today. So I send a lot out to my YouTube friends, and then I send a lot out to family and friends. And this year, I'm going to be sending or giving a lot to my church friends. So I'm going to mass produce. And if I have some left over, that's okay. I'll just use them for next year. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm taking all these pre-cut cards that are what do you say? Like slip right there so that you can just fold it over. And then I take my knife here and I just flatten them down real well. So I'm going to do that first. I thought I had 25, but I think I opened another package, so I think I have 50 now. And like I said, if I have leftovers, that's okay. If I get burnt out and don't do them all, that's okay. But I am going to mass produce today, so stick around with me and you'll see. Okay, so I have all my cards now folded. Okay, set those off to the side, except for one. Now, I am not a precise crafter. I don't measure things out perfect. No, I wing it, as I like to say. Okay, so I have all this paper here, all this Christmas paper. And I have my cutter. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a background for each one of my cards. Okay, so with this paper, it's so easy because I'm just going to use half. So it's not a lot of detail in there. You just put it in at 4 inches and voila, it's done. And so then that will be my background of my card. Okay, so 1 and 2. And then I'll just go on. I'm going to skip because this one has several of the same print. So I did one in that print, so then I'm going to skip to the next print, which will be these Christmas trees, and then I will do the same thing again. Put it in here. 4. And then we have 2 more done. And so you see the Christmas trees go this way, not this way. So this card will open like that. Okay. All right, so I'm going to finish doing my mass producing of my backgrounds onto my cards now. I haven't glued them down yet. I'm just cutting them right now. That's phase 2. Okay, guys. Well, I have all the backgrounds done to my cards. I got them all done, and believe it or not, remember I was like, oh, I gotta go to the grocery store and I gotta get, not grocery store, I just came from the grocery store. I kept saying I needed to go to Hobby Lobby or Michael's or something and get a bunch of Christmas paper, and I didn't even begin to use what Christmas paper I bought. So I definitely have paper for a long time to last me. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is use one of my die cuts, and we're going to put backgrounds of green and red, and I might have to do some other colors later, but for the most part, everything is going to need a green or a red background. So I have my Big Shot here that I've had forever and 10 years. And I put my paper on it. And if you see, this size die cut will use almost the whole thing, but some of them have a bigger background. And then I have this size, and you can use that on there. And so they're pretty basic, they're pretty plain. It's just kind of a scalped edge. This one has just a little fancy doohickey on the corners. And this one is just a basic rectangle, okay? So I have my paper down, and I'll cut as many die cuts as I can fit on one piece of paper. I have the little one too, in case I want to layer. And then put my lid over the top, and off we go. I know some people have the electric die cutting machine, but I don't need it. I mean, really, this is just fine. This paper was not as thin. I bought some at Michael's not too long ago. When I got it home, I didn't realize I didn't pay attention to the weight, and it's really thin, but it'll work fine on cards. So, all right, so you just take it out, and then here is a background. So say I wanted to put it on my gnome one. So I would have this card like this, and then I'll put this would be my second one, okay? And then that's still not the end of it. We have more to go, but I'm just showing you as I go. And then I have smaller sizes like this, and even smaller ones like this, because sometimes I might want to do a layer. I wouldn't do all green on green. It would probably be green and then red and then green again, but I just do all three, and then I save them, and I'll use them on whatever different ones. So, okay, that is step 3, and then I will be back when I'm all done with that to do step 4. Probably back in my pajamas, because I went to the grocery store, and now I'm home for the night. When I'm home for the night, I got the pajamas on. Alrighty, folks. Well, now I have folded all 50 of my cards, and then I have cut out the backgrounds, 50 of them, and then I have die cut the next piece, so just kind of make it 2-dimensional, and I've done that for all 50. Now remember, when you're doing your cards, you don't have to do all of one thing and then the next thing, and you can work on one card at a time if you want. You just do it however works the best for you, okay? So now we are going to make this card together. So here is my background. Here is my double-sided tape. You can get this at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, and even the Dollar Tree has some double-sided tape in the crafter section, and it is wonderful. It works just fine. It works just as good as the tape from Hobby Lobby or Michael's, and it used to be $1.25 and $1. I'm not quite sure what it is now. Sometimes they run out, especially this time of year. So the last time I was there, I didn't find any, and I had to get it at Hobby Lobby. All right, so double-sided tape. I'm putting 3 pieces down on the background. Now, if you just take your fingernail and just rub on it, and then it will just pull right off, super easy. Okay, so there are our 3 pieces of tape. If you choose to just use 2, you can do that too. Now, I am the worst at lining things up and not having them crooked or whatever, but I just wing it. So there we go. Now I'm going to put my next piece on like this, okay? So I'm just going to do 2 strips on this one. And this paper was really thin. I didn't realize how thin it was, but it works just fine for a card. There's no problems with that. Now that I have all the hard work done, now all the fun stuff begins. I just get to create. And like I said, I probably will use some die cuts as well as the stickers, but for this one, we're just going to do with stickers. All right, so now I'm putting my second piece on. Now, are we going to open the card like this? Or are we going to open the card like this? So it depends on what I find in my sticker books. So I'm going to go with this sticker book first that I have. from Peter Popper Press. It's a brand new sticker book, so I always love brand new sticker books. And right off the get-go, I see something that I like. I like this old-fashioned Santa Claus. So I'm going to put him on here, like so. And then you see they have all these little stickers in here. So I'm going to take these pine cones and I'm going to put one on each side. And then I'm going to look in there and see if there's anything else that I might want to put on the top there. And here you have some beautiful angels with stars. Oh, and you have some ornaments and you have some candy canes. More angels. Noel. To and from. I like this border here. And I'm going to use the border on the inside. So I'm going to open this up. And I'm going to put a border here. Oops. Good thing I noticed I almost made my bows upside down. All right, so I got a border there. And then I'm going to put a border down here. Okay. And I have this beautiful Merry Christmas here. And I'm going to take that and put it on the top here, like so. And then I have my ink pad and my little star stamp. And I'm going to ink some snowflakes. I said stars. I meant snowflakes. I love this stamp. Okay. Then on the back, I'm going to put my Handmade by Life with Patty. All right, so these are not like really super hard, difficult cards to make, but they're homemade by me. I enjoy doing them. So here we have our little Santa, and you open it up. We have a beautiful Merry Christmas here, some stamping and some borders. And then, oops, look at, I closed it up too early when it was still drying. So what do we do about that? We don't panic. We just cover it up. All right, I'm going to let that dry though. So then I just write my message right in here, okay? And then we're all done. And then I have 49 more to go. And actually I found some over in another stack, so that was probably the beginning of the other stack. So I have 50 altogether. But you guys, however you make your card is however you make your card. It's just that you have fun doing it and that you enjoy the process. And then when somebody gets your card, even if it's not all, you know, exactly homemade because you're using stickers, it's homemade because you made it with love. All right. So you guys have a great day. Take care. And I shall talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye.